Hey YouTube. So the first thing I would like to talk about the things I want to talk about in this YouTube video is aromantic, the terms aromantic, asexuality, gray or being in the middle or fluid, and accountability as it relates with the Metoo movement and being a survivor of rape or sexual assault, as well as understanding other complexities of different forms of trauma and violence, such as perhaps homelessness or poverty or domestic violence, and realizing those intersections but also acknowledging they're not the same struggle, and just being aware of how different identities intersect and how everyone needs to be accountable to ending rape culture, and also to respecting boundaries of people who are your friends and family, and also recognizing with every boundary you respect is an act of love you have for the person, and also admitting I have boundaries too, and I would want people to respect mine. And it's so important. And when people say the terms friend zone, it's so problematic. It perpetuates rape culture, and then at the same time it does get hard with dating and dealing with rejection over and over and over again. But then also realizing friendships are so important and so valuable, and then sex ruins everything and hurts everyone involved. And I keep wanting to be more accountable to not perpetuate sexual assault, because that happened to me, and I've caused harm and harassed people. And then also reading about how someone who was my survivor also causing harm in my own communities fucking hurts. Being human's hard. So the terms aromantic is a person who is not really attracted to romantic relationships, and always get confused what a romantic relationship is because people are just oh, it's the movies, you get married, you fall in love, have kids. But it's no one, people don't want kids or get married. Maybe they just want to travel, and I also think that my history of domestic violence shaped my aromanticness, because I didn't trust people to be in my life, because the violence I've experienced with my dad and being HIV positive in the mix of all of this stuff makes things hard. And I didn't even realize the term aromantic existed till I was 23 years old, 24. And man, it would have saved a lot of freaking shitty ass conversations I've had with people who are quote unquote my friends, when they would gaslight me how, oh, I need to be in a relationship to be happy, to determine my worth. And what it really sucks, it's I can't give relationship advice because I never been in a relationship and got teased because of that. And being aromantic and identifying as that, damn, that is me. Yeah, I am aromantic. And then the term asexuality, I didn't even learn that till I was 23, 24. It's why are these identities, it would have saved a lot of trauma going to high school and middle school. It's I didn't date, I didn't have sex, and everyone else was around me, and I felt an outcast. It was so hard navigating that, and then also experiencing the violence of being HIV positive, being black in America. It's just it was so intense. And then dealing with like trauma of like family passing away. It was so hard. So yeah, like asexuality, yeah, that's me. Like I didn't even have sex till I was like 21. And like another part of me is like being gray or being in the middle and fluid, because like yes, I do like sex and like I enjoy it. Like I also want to make sure it's consensual and like also respecting boundaries, you know? So like I'm fluid in my sexuality. And I also want to talk about like accountability to like stopping rape culture. Even though if you're like asexual or aromantic, or if you're just like, you know, like there's spectrums. Like if you're like on the far end of the spectrum of being aromantic and asexual, like you're still accountable to like to ending violence and rape culture and patriarchy. Like everyone needs to be accountable. Like violence sucks. And like for me being like fluid in the middle, it's like a different form of accountability. Like I don't even know. I guess I want to hear from like other point of view of people who are asexuals and aromantic about ending rape culture. Like even though like you may like, you know, like sexual desires like not your forte, or like romantic relationships, but like how does one address accountability as it relates with sexual assault and rape, and as well as different forms of abuse, like emotional abuse, poverty, homelessness, etc. And then like accountability, like I think about that all the time. And like I want to tackle the term like friend zone. That's so problematic. It's like devaluing friendship, but like yeah, sex is good, but consensual sex is so important. And like when sexual assault happens, it's no fun. Like in the moment, like I guess I could just think about this one experience I had in Seattle 2 years ago at this bar, at the Reed bar, at this dance party. Saw this person, started kissing, went way too fast, and I sexually assaulted them, and they sexually assaulted me. We didn't consent at all. And then also like being fearful of like causing that in my friendships I've had with people, especially people in my family. And like when people are saying like, who, like I care about people who are my friends who say like, I don't want to have sex with you. And like part of me feels like sad. Like yeah, I feel sad, but like I shouldn't feel sad because that's the person's boundary, and that's beautiful. And like if I had that boundary, like I want people to respect my boundaries. Like that's beautiful, and I appreciate that, you know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Peace.